high as it goes. And I'm not turning down the fucking game. So yeah, Mansion North into the hallway. Be a very straightforward level. I don't need to even get any bugs, but I want them. Gimme, gimme. Please don't. Okay. Imagine having ants crawling all through your fucking walls, dude. We actually had that happening for a while. I can tell you, it's a nightmare. You little. It's a fucking nightmare situation. Like, we had ants. There was a hole in our, like, cupboard that was going exterior, and the ants were crawling in through there, so they were behind our cupboards, which meant they basically had access to all of our drawers. Thankfully, we didn't really keep any, like, open food there. And then once we found them, we just poisoned the fucking shit out of everything, which is also good that we don't keep food there. Because we would have all died. Which would have been better for us, but, I mean, you know. Oh. Yeah, whatever. I don't really care about a combo. Come on, boy. Get out. Is it just... When I got that message... Okay, no, I guess I'm insane. For a second, it felt like my game lagged a lot when I got that Discord message. That usually only happens if I... There we go. Therefore, that usually only happens if I have the... What's it called? Full screen capture on while I'm capturing gameplay. But I guess I'm insane. Yeah, that's a pathetic attempt at a web, I'd say. Back down. Bullshit, that's not going to go in. Worked really hard on that web. Got him. Idiot. Thank God I've actually beaten, like, solved this mystery, so I no longer have to see that really obnoxious cutscene come in here. Like, easily the best thing about actually completing mysteries in this. The game becomes easier to just kind of do individual levels. Ow. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to the very fast spider. Bastard. I don't remember, is he in here? Hey, are you open now? I didn't even know that. Huh. Oh, is this where you can get another one of the... I think this might be where you can get another one of the Chlora buddies.
Are you attempting a speed run or is this a casual run?
This is, technically speaking, a speed run. In fact, this is going to be an uncontested world record when I'm done. Because no one has ever run this category before, because why would you run this category? This is Spider, Rite of the Shrouded Moon, no time manipulation. I started this speed run. I have it over here. I started this speed run on December 23rd at 11:56:30 p.m. And yeah, I have to wait for the real world cycles. There we go. Well, now I don't have anything to do for...
Did you make a Reddit post about this speed run?
I don't even have a Reddit account, dude. I'm pure. But now we've got you, and later tonight, and by that I mean early tomorrow at... It is 10:40 for me right now, so in 1 hour and 20 minutes it will be 12 a.m. 12 a.m. January 8th. And at that time, the moon cycle will change again, rather than being the waning crescent. Not waning crescent, the waning gibbous.
In this game.
You have to wait in order to proceed? Yes. Hang on a second.
Clap. This isn't a real run if you didn't post about it on our speedrun.
I think you mean it's not a real run unless you post about it on an SRG. But here is a spreadsheet so far
Link.
that I've been making for this game. And that spreadsheet covers when you need to, like, basically it covers when moon cycles will appear on dates for my local area. It also estimates I didn't get consistent results, but I could estimate within about 30 minutes when daytime and when nighttime begin. That hasn't really been, I want to do this as a 100% run as well, because no one's ever going to do like an all bugs run. But yeah.
SRG is dead though.
Rest in peace, SRG. It's not like they didn't fucking deserve it. Got a cute little picture. It has on the right side is the thing. Did I give up on... I never gave up on Fear 2. I don't even know if I put effort into Fear 2. That's the game that I run when I don't want to put effort into things. Anyway, I have about an hour... I should have started this stream quite a bit later. I actually got... Sexrex tweeted something about saying that he can't just do goofy shit all the time, and he needs to do, like, serious speedruns once in a while to kind of trick people up. And then I said that from him, speedruns seem, like, weird and unusual, because why the fuck would Sexrex ever be speedrunning? And he liked that. And then I thought to myself, haha, what kind of idiot speedruns? And then I was like, wait a second, I'm speedrunning right now! And thankfully, if I had waited 2 hours, it would be January 8th. It would be beyond when I would be able to get this moon cycle. And I would have to wait about a full month for that to reset. And I would probably just kill myself instead, and or cancel the run. Anyway, this is the waning... Ooh, excuse me. I guess I could just explain the moon things. Like, you know, hang on. It would be better to Google a picture of this. Moon phases. Or I could go like the moon calendar. Calendar 2015. There's a fancy little... This is not the website I was thinking of, but it works well enough. Basically, this helps estimate, like, this kind of thing helps estimate when things are going to appear. And I went through earlier.
Technically the world's longest speedrun.
I think this might be the world's longest speedrun, because I can't, without time manipulation, I can't do this any faster. Unless I find a month where, like, the estimate error in the game, because the thing is, a real moon cycle doesn't jump like this game does from like here to here to here. There's like a few days in between, so there's kind of some leeway as to which one each will be. So I went, before this run started, on December 23rd, 2017, I went through manually and I checked each date to find out when the moon phase would change. And as far as I can tell, that's remained completely consistent. So my guess is the game probably does like a calculation or something for this, or maybe not a calculation, maybe it just like estimates data off of a website like this, and then it uses that. Anyway, I had to start on... When did I want to say I started on a waxing... I guess what I should say now. You see how it starts like fully white, and black appears from the right side until it encompasses it, and then white appears from the right side until it encompasses it. That's true no matter where you are on the planet, so that is a way that you can kind of estimate, like, what time of month it is, if you know roughly when the moon cycle is. Because a moon cycle is when there's a new moon, or like, basically it's when you go from one phase all the way around back to that same phase. So like, it's roughly a month, but it's usually maybe a little bit shorter, a little bit long. Not even all months are the same length. So like here, early January and the last day of January are the same thing. This is an auto-scroller game now, is what I mean. But if I could I could speed this up by finding a better month for this, where maybe, like, I get plus or minus, at best, like, 1 day. Which is... I'm just doing what I have now. So I started here. which was, if I remember right, this was the first, like, the 23rd counted as the last day of a waxing crescent, and as the first day is the first quarter, which the way it goes is new moon is it's all black, you can't see it. Light appears on it until you get the generic crescent shape. And because the light side is growing onto it, it's called waxing. Kinda, I guess that means you could sort of think of it like maybe wax is being put onto it, or like it's like wax is being poured over it, it's being waxed. I don't know if that's actually why they call it that, but that's what I'm calling it that. That's why I'm calling it that. And basically, light appearing over it means that it is waxing. When it is just this sort of crescent shape, the generic moon crescent shape, is called a waxing crescent. When it gets to the first waypoint here, where it's like half and half, because light is on the right side, that means the right is growing on it. That means that it's the first time that it's reached like a halfway point, which means it's the first quarter. Technically speaking, the full moon is the second quarter or the halfway mark, but it's always just called the full moon. And then this will grow here until you see like this, where it's basically the same crescent shape, but like inversed. Now it's a dark crescent with mostly white, rather than it being a, where the fuck was it? Like a black crescent with mostly, like, I mean a white crescent with mostly black. Now it's going to be a black crescent with mostly white. That is called a gibbous. I don't really know what that means, it's just gibbous. But it's the waxing gibbous because light is appearing from the right side. And then we get the full moon, where it's light fully encompasses the moon. The Earth is not in any way between the sun and the... Then dark starts to approach over it, and it leaves. Like the white, the bright, leaves. Until you get to the similar shape as before, where it's like the crescent, but now it's on the other side. This, when light is retreating from the moon, is called waning. I guess is in like weakening or something. So the waning crescent here means that it's mostly bright still, but the brightness is leaving, and that leaves a dark crescent shape on the moon, so waning crescent. And then you get to the last half, which is also called the third, there's the first half and the last half, also called the first quarter and the third quarter. The full moon is technically the second quarter, and the new moon is also the 0th quarter and the 4th quarter. Which I guess technically that makes that the full moon, but whatever. Until you get to the 3rd quarter, and then light decays even more until you get to the point where now you have that generic crescent shape again, but once again it's mirrored horizontally now. This means that it is the waning crescent, because how you describe the moon is always based on the bright part of it. So a new moon, I think you could probably call it like an empty moon, full moon, but a full moon is all bright, a new moon is all black, and a waning crescent is when light is retreating from it. It's a crescent, like a waxing crescent, light's approaching on it, but it's still that bright crescent, like the white crescent, like this right here. And then that goes to a new moon. Basically, we're going to be starting on a waxing crescent, which was the 23rd of December here, and then we go into the first thing here, and then we go into the waning, we go into the waxing gibbous, then we go into a full moon, then we're going to go into a waning gibbous, which is right now, in a few hours, we're going to have the waxing, not the last thing, the 3rd quarter. Then we're going to have a waning crescent. Then we're going to have the new moon, and the run will end on the new moon, which this game estimates that it starts about the 15th, is where it considers it to be a new moon. This should show how it's kind of estimating things, because currently it's January 7th, which is right here, which looks like it's about half, but this still counts as crescent. This still counts as gibbous, which is, I have no idea how they came to that conclusion. 8th to 10th counts as half, then 11 to 14. So that's 3 days, and 4 days for that one, and then the new moon lasts until the 18th, which is another 4 days. But yeah. That's this speedrun. It's 10:50 now. I don't continue this speedrun until, 12 a.m. So I have about an hour to kill. Means what the fuck am I gonna do for now? I should have started this like an hour later, because then I could just be, playing that video game. That video game being this video game. Could do the ship, but there's not much to do there. Fuck it, I'll just do this. May as well do something in the meantime. 100%. I forgot how many fucking ants there are on this level. Get over here. Take every one of you fuckers down with me. Come on. Anyway, I hope you learned a lot from my moon lessons there. If anyone ever tells you, like, what a beautiful moon it is out tonight, you can tell them exactly what phase that moon is currently in. Rest in peace. Happy. Remember the old speedrun, when I didn't even know that there was more to this game, like more mysteries to solve. I tried collecting all the bugs here, because I didn't even know you could get on the boat. Imagine doing speedruns of a game you don't fully understand. Hit me, IRL. Oh, excuse me. Not like this. You little... There we go. Excuse me. Go through. Who broke my web? Oh, the scorpion fly. Shit. Oh, you little... Get out of my way. Come on. I'm gonna speedrun here, bro. Oh my god, move. Anyone else hate June beetles now? No, you don't. No, you don't. Get out. Get out. Get off. Get off. Okay, now get back in. Thank you. God, I'm fucking baited, dude. Baited for that exact response. Okay, you can keep going. I'm fine with that. Wanna hit that web now? Oh shit. Oh, you don't. Another hornet here? No. Damn it. I'm gonna have to eat something to keep my strength up, or I'm gonna fucking starve to death. I'm gonna eat you. Hopefully you'll get caught in this web here, which is really, really big. There we go. He's done for. I'm gonna not get a perfect combo here, because one bug did not cooperate. Are you really not gonna get in that? You little shit.
This game legit teaches you moon phases and prompts bug names.
Yeah, you need to know that shit. This is mostly a mystery sort of puzzle game. Like, you need to know that shit if you want to fucking beat this. I just got an achievement. Is that it? That's every bug. Also, every single web is going to break when I start solving this puzzle, which thankfully is the same every time, and I have a piece of paper. So we turn it right until it looks at the Z. This right here. Left until it looks at the Sanskrit looking thing, which I drew is this one right here. Not the other Sanskrit looking thing. Then it will be right to the LY thing right here. It's easiest to just get on the opposite side handle, because then you can just immediately jump. Left to the eyeball thing, which is that one right there next to it, and then right to this handle here, the forkies, because it has like a fork and a spoon or something on it. I just call it the forkies. I love that rolling shit in the background. The backgrounds in this game are always fantastic. It's just the art in general in this has always been fantastic. Mystery solved. Wow. Was that achievement? I was about to say, there's no way I don't already have that. Oh yeah, it already takes me to this level. Another one of those freaking days with these stupid red hornets. I mean, one thing a red hornet has ever done for society, you literally can't. I did not think you'd be able to make that web. Means you're questionable, yeah. That's not correct at all. Fuck. This might be close enough.
Devil_fish. How many years until 50% of current jobs are automated?
Probably a long time. There's not a terribly huge incentive to actually automate many jobs. Like, most people think one of the... What are you? Okay, you're you. One thing I would say is that a lot of people, in general, assume that automating jobs means that they're trying to take that job away from somebody. When the main reason that jobs get automated is when they can just basically perform better. So if a job won't necessarily perform better, there's not really a huge incentive to, automate it. Which, to be fair, I mean, a lot of jobs can be optimized by removing people from the process. But that's not like a set in stone thing that it's like, oh, we could potentially... Like, savings people make, largely they don't think of, like, how much less would I have to be paying my employees, and more of just, like, what better sales could I be making? At least when I was taking business and other classes, at least when I was playing, like, one of those. You see, that's the thing. It's like, for a lot of things, like, for example, I remember we were taking business classes, especially for manufacturing and, like, lean manufacturing classes. One of the main things that they talked about was that, at least for manufacturing purposes, the majority of costs are not in labor. They're in machines, they're in maintenance, and they're in the purchasing of materials needed for their process. So it's like really materials needed for something, not so much cost in the manpower thing. I mean, sure, there are things like the service industry that will, most of them would probably be coming from man hours, if not purely be coming from man hours. Which is, one thing I should say is I don't think, oh yeah, we discover this very mysterious device crafted by the Illuminati that would allow you to get into their secret society and some shit. Symbols that are very relevant. Infinity, button, moon, time, something like that. These numerals here are the most important ones because they basically, the Roman numerals I've been unlocking, the Roman numerals that I've been unlocking relate to this here, where it basically says, like, these numbers up here, so like 6, 2, 5, so it's like 2-5, 6-2, 5-6, means that these numbers are in some way connected. Like, these here are very connected. Same thing for all these other numbers. And these correlate to the 7 Roman numerals that I've been finding around the mansion. And basically on the map, I get a new little thing where I get to draw a web on the map connecting these numbers together. And if I connect them together as this thing says I should, I reveal the hidden location of the burial chambers, the sacred chambers, the something chambers of the secret society. That's like super, super duper important. And yeah, that's what the last level, the well, is.
I think it's limited just to viewers, including me, but not sure.
The world may never know. Surely, nobody would be watching this stream instead of GDQ. Surely none of my viewers would be stealing those views and donations and everything from a charity stream like GDQ, where all money goes towards kicking cancer's butt. Shoutouts from Germany, dude. Greetings from. Shoutouts to. Oh, I didn't even realize you were here.
They don't have net right on it.
Yeah, why the fuck did they do that? Are they retarded? Well, I mean, yes, but like, what the fuck is actually wrong with them? I'm like very curious. Who looked at this and said, yeah, you know, Super Metroid's just been one of the biggest things, especially even as like donation incentive. It's like, I can't understand it from any point, because if they're just fucking shills, if they're just shills who only want to get donations, getting rid of the bid war for save or kill the animals is a terrible decision. And if they care about speedrunning, Super Metroid's a great... I remember the relay race that they did was one of, like, not the relay, like, the 4-way race, I meant, that they did, was one of the coolest fucking things that's happened there. It's always been a very interesting speedrun. It's always fun to watch.
Another great day.
It's like, it's actually the epitome of what, if anything, that I can consider them doing, like, as a balance of getting actual gameplay and speedrunning, as well as getting money there. It's like the perfect balance, because it gets a shit ton of money, and it's a really cool speedrun that a lot of people really like. Which makes me wonder, why would you get rid of it? Who made that decision? Somebody actually looked at that and said, you know what? Fucking, who cares about Super Metroid? Am I right, boys? That person has... You shouldn't make fun of them because they clearly have a medical condition.
And the games list was, while full of good games,
it was like,
not really full of the classic OOB Metroid 64.
I mean, I can understand wanting to change things up. I remember when I was talking with Vooligen and a few other people who did a bit of behind-the-works kind of stuff for them. A lot of them were saying things along the lines of, like, we like to try diversifying things to help satisfy more of the niche speedrunning audience by having all these, like, I remember Awful Games Done Quick was done specifically to show off a lot of these really stupid shitty runs that otherwise no one would ever see.
Super Metroid to put Hotline Miami to end.
So, I mean, I delete that comment. But basically, yeah, it's like, I can understand them doing that, but why would they get rid of Super Metroid? Who doesn't like Super Met? Maybe I'm really biased because I really like watching Super Metroid runs, but man, the fuck, who does not like Super Metroid, and why do they have problems? Are they getting professional help? Because they really should be. It's like, I can't understand that decision. I cannot understand that decision. Fuck it, let's just get rid of...
I'd watch it and be hyped if the commentators had more chat other than so I use speed tech here, blah blah blah.
Base speed tech, dude. Name one thing more pure than speed tech. The correct answer is having fun with video games like the developers intended. This web is going to get burnt. Like, I'm certain that web is going to get burnt. I'm just going to grab you now. Is it, like, barely on the edge of not getting burnt? Is that what's happening here? I think that might be on the edge of not getting burnt. How close can I build webs to not get burnt? Like, this needs to be burnt. There's no way you're not gonna get burnt. Yeah, see? Oof, look, fireball. That one got burnt. That one, my only guess is that one just is close enough somehow. Oh, lordy. Almost died right there. Jesus Christ. That was the most painful thing that's ever happened in my entire life. I need a web going like right here. That wasn't a cough, that was a sneeze. That was a very, very dangerous sneeze. Did I make you? Perfect.
Devil_fish. White people problems.
That's what I'm saying, dude. As we all know, minorities do not get sick. Because they are the superior people, truly. You know what? No, let's do this one here.
Have they announced where NASA is going to be this year?
I think they said they were aiming for that same venue that they kept doing. My guess is because Nigelaria secretly hates all Americans.
Confirmed. Damn Jewish. Don't get sick.
But at the same time, I really don't have any idea why or exactly where. How did that idiot get caught in there? He was avoiding that web so well. Did that work? It owned. Idiot. Oh, wait. There are more of you. Filthy bug creatures. I will catch them all. This is the prequel to Pokemon, actually.
Clip, clap, turn, link.
Yeah, thanks for that. Catch them? Not yet. Not yet. Go, 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 go.
Is NASA the space or is it different NASA?
It's North American Speedrunner Assembly. It's because they saw ESEA, the European Speedrunner Assembly, and they were completely unoriginal in their titles. Which, to be fair, you don't really need, like, a very fancy, complicated name. I mean, fuck, like, the one in California is just called Calithon, because it's literally the only speedrunning marathon in California. Also, could you imagine if you, like, owned a boat or something, and then you come back into it, and it looks like this? It's just fucking covered in spiderwebs. Like, what the hell is going on? I would be genuinely upset. I mean, they even got it on my sword, my fucking open flames, and my, like, lamps and shit that I just left irresponsibly on. They got it all over. They even got it on my booze bottles. Come on. Like, at least they kept it, they put it on the camera, but they kept it off the pictures. That's very convenient. It was very thoughtful of the spider.
My boat is full of cobwebs, but ate less. I don't got buttloads.
That is true. Every single bug has been fucking genocided on that boat. Oh yeah, this is what this is now. I can't do this yet because I don't have this final
Devil
Roman numeral.
underscore fish. Snow.
I have
Visiting the Eagle
1,
Sea Gateway.
2, 3, 4. Oh, it doesn't look anymore. Yeah, that's wrong. So give me a sad sound. 5, 6,